How does one have a cup of coffee with Tim Burgess? God, I think that's the Thames. There's not much of it. Look at it. It's teeny tiny.
I'm shattered.
This feels like my final travel with the Thames. Finishing this is very reminiscent of finishing a marathon. Being in pain, you can't really pretend it's fun. I'm so ruined.
Good to see you, buddy.
Oh, good to see you. You're looking at 30 killers there.
Dainty little skip over.
And then they attack. Because people like Susan Lynch are ridiculously in demand.
I'm looking forward to this coffee.
I really wanted to wake up out of a tent with a lovely view and make a good coffee.
Yes.
I wanted a proper coffee.
Yeah.
And so I did quite a lot of research into coffee.
I love all your little packets and your little...
Oh, I do. It's like a sort of, it's like a doll's.
What are you going to do with your feet when you stop? Are you going to do something special, like have a big foot
Take them
bath?
to the movies. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go on a really nice date with them, with my feet, and I'm going to apologise for what I've done to them. But Susan Lynch, how the devil are you?
I'm good. I'm really good. Yeah.
It's great, because we worked together over 10 years ago, wasn't it? We made...
Was Ambassadors 10 years ago?
It was over. It was 2014, I think we made that. I remember you reminded me of it last night. The level of kind of comedy anxiety that you had.
I don't know why I had comedy anxiety
why.
so much, but I literally was like, oh my God, I just don't know. I'm just in the lower class of comedy here.
You came up to me and just said, I'm sorry, I'm so bad. And it was just ridiculous because we'd been watching you, and me and Jeremy, the director, has been hooting with laughter. I mean, I guess David and Robert are pretty amazing, right, at comedy.
Yeah.
So I guess...
And I probably hadn't done that much comedy at that point.
I guess. I remember when I was doing Apple Tree Yard, and there were just, with amazing Emily Watson, obviously.
Oh my God, legend.
And there was, get your chops around that. I mean, that is as a winner. We'd cast Emily as the, and then she had a friend, didn't she?
Yes.
And it's only a couple of scenes. And I remember saying to Jess, the brilliant director, I bet I could get Susan Lynch. I bet I could ask Susan to do it. She's such a generous, because you are an incredibly generous actor.
That's really kind.
Well, you are. I mean, and you are.
I take the role supporting actor really seriously.
Yeah, but but you're so much. I mean, you're a lead actor in my head, and you can absolutely lead. I mean, you've led out millions of things, haven't you, in your time, but because we'd got on so well, and because I thought, I bet she loves Emily Watson, I just gave you a bell. I've just got a little part. It's not great. It's not an amazing part, but you do get a couple of days, and it's working with Emily Watson. And I think you didn't even read it. You go, I'll just do it. If it's Emily, I'll just 100%. Do it.
I think she's amazing.
Yeah, what memories do you have of Apple Tree Yard?
I just remember it being a really lovely atmosphere, but so much of that was you.
Oh, and Jess, and Emily.
Jess. Yeah, and Emily, obviously, because, she was number one, and she was just... It's just such a relief when people are as egoless, but as talented as her.
Yeah. So tell me about, because I watched your short film, The Bookshop, with Tim Burgess from The Charlatans, a few years ago, which was terrific.
Which is on YouTube.
Yeah, we'll put a link in the thing. And it's really lovely, and it was great to see Tim Burgess doing. What was Tim Burgess like to work with?
Amazing.
How did that even come about?
Because we started having.
Was that the first thing you directed on film? Did you enjoy directing?
I did. I mean, I really loved the challenge of people would go, we can't do this in one shot, we can't have it. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Even though I didn't know if we could. I would just love the gamble of that. So And we did get the first bit in one shot, and everybody told me we didn't have enough time.
Nice chat with Sue this morning in that graveyard. Now I must embark on this final leg of the Thames Path. So I think we've got a walk through Cotswolds Water Park this morning, and then up to the village of Kemble, where we go through Ashton Keynes and Somerford and Ewan, and then Kemble, where I'm hoping the mighty Rhashan Stone will be joining me for the very final leg. He's a glory hunter, really. He's just going for the end. I'm incredibly grateful that he's come out to see me, to walk a stretch. That would be great. So Rhashan is a hugely interesting, talented man. So this is it. This is the final bit of the Thames Path. I haven't seen the Thames this morning. I assume it's somewhere. I assume I'll bump into it. What you really need when you're 12 miles away from the source of the Thames is a mini horse. It's not saying an awful lot, this horse, but it was a much needed mini horse boost. There's 5 other mini horses in this field too, strategically placed for the weary traveller. A very generous act on the part of the farmer, topping it off with a couple of full-size horses just over there. Still the only livestock creature I haven't seen on this trip is pigs. Pigs have rather let the side down. Good God, I think that's the Thames. There's not much of it. Look at it. It's teeny tiny. It's barely more than a stream. It's perhaps 5 or 6 metres across. It's hard to imagine, isn't it, that becomes the river that flows through London.
I'll be honest, I'm shattered. I've only done 4 miles today. I'm already battered. I've got 8 to go. And it feels a very long way. Thank God I bought this chair. I love this chair.
I'll have to say, it is extremely tiring. It's the village of Ashton Keynes. There are 20 bridges like this one. 20 bridges in Ashton Keynes crossing the Thames. Similar number probably in London. I wonder, outside of London, whether any other place on the Thames can boast as many bridges as Ashton Keynes. I should add them up and figure out whether Ashton Keynes beats London. This is such a different River Thames from any that we've seen before. This is Thames still figuring out its identity. We're going back in time, back to its junior school, primary school days. Primary school Thames, in its innocence and its clarity. I think in some respects, because I'm meeting my friend in Kemble to do the final bit, this feels like my final travel with the Thames just me and the river. And I'm finding it quite a, yeah, quite sort of, not emotional, that would be the wrong word, but yeah, profound. Let's go with profound. These water drops have absolutely no idea what's in store for them. They're going to go through the nation's capital, but they'll be old and wise by then and able to cope with everything the city throws at them. And they'll move beyond the Thames barrier and out into the estuary. All feels a very, very long way from here. The bridges on the Thames have taken a nosedive. I mean, look at it. It's a small metal bridge, barely worthy of the name bridge. How dare it? How dare it try and compete with proper bridges? And yet, it still crossed the Thames, it still counts. I think I'm about tops 3 miles away, I would say, tops. Finishing this is very reminiscent of finishing a marathon, I have to say. That sense of being in pain, you can't really pretend it's fun. And I feel identical to that right now. Basically, every footstep is agony. And there's no other way to put it. But you just have to go, don't care, carrying on anyway. It's quite a mental challenge. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm really struggling. And I feel a bit of a failure for that. I'm absolutely exhausted. I'll be honest, I was expecting to have passed Rhashan by now. I have a feeling he just took himself off to a coffee shop. Selfish, really. I mean, here's me, pounding up the Thames Path, feet in bits. There aren't the blister plasters left on the planet to service my feet. And what does he do? Drives all the way from London just to see me. 140 odd miles. And then just puts his feet up. It's a joke. I think that could be him. Up ahead. It is unbelievable. A vision. Very exciting news. I'm so ruined.
Are you ruined?
I'm ruined, my friend.
Good to see you, buddy.
Oh, good to see you. I've been for the last mile or so. I was going, I'm sure he'll be round the corner.
Yeah, just around the next
Sure
corner.
he'll be round the
Always
corner.
round the next corner. And you've been carrying this stick as well, which doesn't help.
No, this is ridiculous.
How's the tent living?
Tent living's it's fine, but the problem is that there is nowhere to camp on the Thames. I've had 2 campsites and a wild camp. That's the only camping I've done. It's so private, everything's so private. Your acting career's good enough for most people, I would say, but not good enough for you.
Yeah.
So you write as well. Where was that itch come from?
Do you know what? I wanted to write when I was at school. I was an obsessive reader when I was little. That was definitely the escape. So I learned to read at a really young age and just hoovered up books. And didn't really know what a writer was. Obviously, I didn't know what the life of a writer was like or how you went about it. But I remember being a teenager and I went to just a really bog standard, dodgy comp. And the careers advisors, I think they just gave the same career advice to pretty much every kid. And so I went in and I said, listen, I kind of feel like I want to maybe be a writer or maybe an actor. The guy just looked at me and laughed. Yeah. And he went, no, he said, mate, I see all your things. He said, you're really good at biology. He went, yeah, you're not really going to get a job out of that unless you want to go into medicine. He went, oh, French and German. He said, everybody needs a translator, so I'm going to put you down for translator. Great. Well, I remember you came for a chat and told me a whole bunch of ideas. Sorry?
Are you mad?
Oh, I know, it's properly mad. Yeah.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, I know. Tell me about it. My feet hate me so much.
I bet they do.
I've walked from London, for goodness sake.
No.
Yeah. True.
Really?
Yeah.
What, up River Thames?
Yeah, all the way.
He's walked from London. Where are you heading to?
Well, just the end here. I mean, this is the end of the Thames up here, isn't it?
Yeah.
So this is us.
Oh, right. Okay.
So I've nearly made it, and I can. This is day 14.
Yeah.
You are mad.
He is, isn't he?
Are you recording?
Yeah. I'm doing a little travelvlog and chatting to my friends who've come out. This man's come out all the way to see me.
Sleeping on the way?
Yeah, camp on the way.
Just wherever?
Well, sometimes wherever. Sometimes.
Have you been kicked out?
I haven't yet, no. But then most of the time, to be honest, I've been in B&Bs or staying with friends.
Cheating, you know.
Well, I think I make the rules.
I think you probably do.
Anyway, thank you for that. Yes.
If you follow the path along there,
Yeah.
towards that lighthouse,
Yeah.
you'll come to a pub.
Oh right. It's a good one,
What? No.
but it's a pub.
may be closed, but if you want, your cider.
Where are you walking? Just to the end here?
Yeah, to the bit where it goes. This is the source of the Thames. Now this is the last time I think you see the Thames. I think this is where the Thames.
This is it.
This isn't the Thames head.
No.
That's further up. But this is the first time, if you go the other way, that you see the water.
Look at that.
That becomes. That goes under Waterloo Bridge. I think that's really cool. This is where it starts in all these fields just around here. There must be some enormous cave.
Yeah.
Right, let's go and find the source.
Right.
Well, find the source. But can I ask a question? Because one of the things that really struck me, I'm walking through London to start with, and it's just beautifully multicultural, it's diverse. And then as soon as you hit the outskirts of London, it is white world.
Yeah.
Totally white world until you hit Reading, and then you get a bit more diversity again. But I'm walking around, I'm a white guy, and everyone's very friendly to me. What's your experience of walking in the countryside?
Oh, that's a good question. So it's changed a lot over the years. I grew up in the British countryside and had a very, a difficult childhood. It was the days of skinheads and.
How many black kids were in the school apart from you?
Oh God, none.
So you were the only black kid?
Oh God, no, yeah.
Right.
No, absolutely the only black kid. I was the only black kid in every school that I've been to. People are people, so there are some people who are friendly and engaging, and then there were people for whom they just couldn't get past that, and it was always going to be a problem at some point. And also television told you that it should be a problem.
Yeah.
Watching. I'm from America, and I landed in this country. I grew up on things like The Cosby Show and all those kind of, classic American shows. And I moved here and was amazed at the way that people on television talked about people who looked like me. And obviously as a kid, it was deeply troubling and upsetting, especially as a lot of those shows were comedies where I suppose the white audience was invited to laugh and any black audience just had to kind of put up with it, and as people would say, grow a spine or learn a sense of humour and don't be so sensitive. So now I very much claim my own space. So when I, if I'm in the middle of the countryside and I'll walk into a pub, I know that a lot of the reactions are going to be the same initially. But again, it's what we're saying about human nature. Most people are good people, good, nice people, and if I think back over the years, one of the things about walking in the country is that you always say hello to somebody walking in the opposite direction. And I would say that in the many decades that I've been alive and of saying, hey, morning, nice day for it, that kind of thing, I think probably 3 times someone said, fuck off. Mostly people, even if they're sceptical when you're walking towards them, Yeah, but yeah, I think that living in the countryside is amazing because you get surrounded by all of this fresh air and space, and but at the same time, not much touches you. I know that London is a bubble, but the countryside is definitely a bubble of its own as well.
Up ahead, there's a whole bag of bulls, and unfortunately there's a small thin wire that will stop the bulls killing us. These are big old beasts.
Well,
You're looking at 30 killers there, Rhashan.
those bulls are quite cute actually, aren't they?
Well, they're cute when there's a very thin piece of wire that couldn't possibly stop a bull in the way, protecting us.
Until they skip over them.
Yeah, they just go like I care about that.
Dainty little skip over
And then they attack.
Yeah.
Here they come now, killers. Look, there's a piece of rope. You haven't got a chance. But people do die from bulls and cows every year. They're the hippo of the...
Probably more than sharks.
Yeah, probably. Look at that. They're quite grumpy.
Maybe they've just got grumpy faces and the inside they're going, hi.
Do you think inside they're very sensitive?
Yeah, I like the idea of
I
that.
like the idea of a sensitive bull. The source of the Thames. It's mythic. It's got quite a nice epic feel with these trees. I do wonder whether that's it.
Yeah, you're right. Look, there it is.
Is that it? Is that
I think
the
that's
stone?
it. Yeah, there's writing on it anyway.
God, imagine if it goes another 6 miles. I think I'd break
Yeah,
down and
you're on
cry.
your own then.
Yeah, I know, you'll just abandon me.
I will, yeah.
You like that? You're not the kind of guy who drives 150 miles from London. Go and have a cup of coffee in a wood. This stone.
To mark
This is the
of
source.
the River Thames.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Nice.
Lovely to have you with me.
Oh, good.
That's very cool.
Take a little pic of that.
It was the very source. As the sign says, 185.2 miles to London, to Woolwich, London, which is actually it's quite galling to admit that, because I obviously started from the Thames barrier. So actually, I haven't actually done the Thames Path. I've actually done most of the Thames Path, because they really irritatingly just added that extra mile right at the end at Woolwich. So at some point I'm probably going to have to do that. But it's been an absolutely fantastic trip up this river. Feet notwithstanding, more blisters than you can shake a stick at, 2 pairs of shoes, neither of which were perfect. But the River Thames really was absolutely magnificent. Thank you so much for bothering to stay and listen to my inane babble all the way up this river. So that's it for now. I'm going to be doing the Southwest Coast Path in June. I've really got to sort myself out for then. This pack has to get lighter, my shoes have to get better, and I have to get fitter. But come on, 53 years old, knocked out the Thames Path in 14 days. Not too shabby. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you in June on the Southwest Coast Path. Bye.